Hey, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the very first episode of Off the Balls podcast here today with me, Adam, and then our co host, Nick. Welcome, Nick.
Howdy.
Yeah, this is going to be our first podcast that we've done. This is a fantasy football podcast. We're basically going to be going over our leagues, our joined leagues, and then also our personal leagues. Basically, week to week, we're going to be talking about how everyone did, who's on the winner's island, and basically um, have a little
Who ate a
fun with
mud
it.
cake?
Yeah. So currently, we're recording this on Tuesday. The first week of fantasy football is through. How'd you do, Nick?
Well, I did okay, and then, well, I didn't do so okay.
So you
I won a couple, lost a couple.
Yeah, yeah. So you're in four leagues, correct?
Correct.
Correct,
Correct.
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 All
Correct.
right. So how'd your overall record go this week?
Well, let's see. One, lost. One, lost. I'm 2-2 this week.
2-2. Oh, okay, okay. Rough start, but I mean, you won in the leagues you wanted to win, or did you? Were some leagues that you were like, I should have won there?
Well, the ones that I didn't win in, it was Monday night miracles. Monday
Monday night.
night got me.
Ah, all right. We're gonna
Yeah,
go
need
diving
some
into
of those.
that. We're gonna be diving into those weeks in each league. Currently, I'm in three leagues, and I did go 3-0 this week. So you do love
Eh.
to see it. You love to see it for the back-to-back champ. But first off, we're gonna start with our work league. So let me go ahead and bring that up. This one is talk a little bit about the league and how many teams we got.
So our work league is a 10-man league. It's PPR. So we got, we did the normal draft with the snake. Not a whole lot left on the waiver wires, but it should do up nicely.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Let me see. Let me bring this up. Give me a second. There we go. All right, a little technical difficulties, but we're there. We're there. All right, so we're gonna talk with easy dubs. Okay, so we're gonna go over my team in easy dubs. Nothing too crazy. I mean, we got Justin Jefferson, of course.
Oh,
You
the
know,
beast
the
mode. He went
beast mode.
crazy.
He had a really, really good week one. I mean,
I think he's wide receiver number one this week.
wide receiver number one this week. After the game, he was actually talking about like I didn't understand how no one was hitting me after I caught the ball. He's like I was getting extra yardage for no reason. It's just like I don't know why you don't cover this guy, but
Yeah.
my fantasy team thanks you for not covering this guy. We got Kyler Murray, James Conner, Cardinals boy here. Aaron Jones, Jared Judy, Justin Jefferson, Mark Andrews, Josh Jacobs, Tom Brady on the bench, Raheem Mostert, Damian Pierce, James Robinson, who had a big game this week as well.
Yes,
Um,
he
so
did. I
it's
had
just,
him last season, and he put up numbers, and then he just stopped.
yeah, yeah, he got injured last season at the end of the season,
Hmm.
so he was questionable coming in this season. I didn't know if he was going to be the number one back over there or not. They still don't know if he's going to be the number one back, so he's going to be riding the bench until he can prove otherwise. But we got Matt Gay as the kicker, and the Miami defense, which actually put up really good numbers for me as well.
Yeah, they did
Let's
not do bad.
Yeah, let's jump into your team real quick. Let's see, league. We them bull or no, you are redemption year. I
Redemption
saw
year,
the
yeah.
Cowboys emblem and I had to look at it. Okay, that's
Yeah, I had to name myself Redemption year after last year's debacle.
it's either your first or your last, right?
Yes, yes. So for all of you who don't know, last year I went first, second, and eighth.
Oh, yeah. Last year I went first and fourth. First and fourth. Yes, the playoffs was a little rough in the work league. The two out of staters actually won the work league last year,
Yeah,
and
they weren't even
we
supposed to be in there.
yeah, I know we kept it strictly work this time, so they don't have a chance to win this year. But let's go over your team a little bit.
Yeah, kick the champ out.
Yeah, get the champ out of here. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm gonna start off. I got Justin Herbert. I have a feeling someone might be MVP this season.
Oh, you're calling that early, huh?
I'm calling Justin Herbert league MVP
Oh,
this year.
I
I'm
ha-
starting it off early.
I think I have to disagree with that. I think Josh Allen is going to be the league MVP this year. That kid is
I can see it.
special. Yeah, one of the two for sure. I think it's going
Yeah.
to be a new MVP this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. Moving on to DeAndre Swift, who absolutely went off this year or this week.
Yes, he did.
I know when we'll get to this later. You picked him up in another league off a little shady business, but we'll get to that one later. Jonathan Taylor, always beast mode.
Yes.
I have Mike Evans, who's Mr. Trusty. T. Higgins, he ended up going into concussion protocol, so we'll have to see if
Yeah.
he actually plays anytime soon, how he's doing.
Well, like, that one was an interesting one because some of our the players from Cincinnati did well, but like the team looked so bad on Sunday.
Oh
Like it
yeah,
looked,
the Burrow just
yeah,
trash.
4 or 5 picks, and
Hmm.
they were just turning over the ball a lot. They couldn't get into the red zone, and luckily we got saved. Like, I mean, T Higgins did what did he end up doing? 4 points before he got hurt, but Chase
Yeah,
got me some points. Burrow still put up, I think, 20. So I mean, for having a bad game, they still had fantasy relevance.
you know who else put up 20? Baker Mayfield. So
And Carson Wentz and
yeah,
Jameis Winston. So like it was a
yeah,
weird week. I mean, Kyler Murray put up 20, and we absolutely destroyed this week.
yep.
So uh,
Got my boy Dalton Schultz in there. You know, I had at least one cowboy. He didn't do a whole lot, but he did all right.
I mean, he got you 13, which is not bad for a tight end, to be honest. Anything over
Right.
10 for a tight end, you're having a good week.
And then McCole Hardman came in. He got me a touchdown this week. I wasn't expecting it.
Well, I mean, he got 5 of them over there on us, you know.
Yeah, I
So
know.
Patrick Mahomes spread out the ball like a madman. It was pretty interesting to see.
I was happy to see that. But my missed opportunity right there on the bench, and you'll see it, AJ Dillon.
Yep.
I didn't know if they were going to actually put him in, but I think he's got a real he might be running back 1.5
Oh,
anymore.
definitely, definitely. I mean, he at the end of the season last year when Aaron Jones went down, AJ Dillon took over, and it seems like they're going to be going into this really one and one. Like they're going to get the same
Right.
amount of shares, the same amount of touches. In this AJ Dillon, I mean, I think he was on everyone's bench. Like I don't think anybody played him this week, but they grabbed him because the potential he has, and then he just
Last
goes and
season.
pops off.
Precisely.
Yeah. So that
Ronald Jones, he won't be on my team much longer.
yeah, it
I
didn't
want
seem like he got any touches at all.
No, no, he absolutely didn't. But I mean, when you got a quarterback who's just slinging it all day long, what are you supposed to do?
I mean, but Clyde Zeller, he actually had a good week this week too, and he shows promise, man. He a couple of years in a row, he's been looking good. So as long as he
Uh,
stays healthy,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
hopefully. Hollywood Brown sitting there. Another one that I went back and forth between Hardman and Smith Schuster. I know Smith Schuster was showing a lot of potential in training camp, but it's still he's new to the team. So I put in Hardman, and I mean I may have made the wrong choice.
I mean, there's
As
a point difference there, so like
Yeah,
it wasn't like negatively affecting your team. Like overall, you still not gonna
right,
miss a point, unless it's a super tight game.
exactly. I picked up Waddle, but with all of what Miami has, it's hard to put anybody from Miami in unless you know
Yeah,
it's hard to play Waddle because you're like they've got so much this year.
yeah, they got
Miami
Tyreek
really
Hill.
went
Like it's
all out.
it's crazy because a couple of the wide receivers had a pretty good week in Miami, but Jaceki, I think Jaceki got nothing. I think, and he was fantasy relevant last year, and like just didn't, they just forgot about him this week apparently.
Tight ends are really having a rough time all over the league, really, in week one.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Taysom Hill was the third number ranked 3 tight end this week, and he did not catch a pass. It was all running plays. He got a touchdown run score, and then he got a couple other big yardage runs. So
Yeah,
we'll
and I'm
see.
still I'm still waiting. I called it last season. I'm gonna call it again this year. I'm waiting for Uzomo to just finally break out. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I mean,
It's
he
gonna
he's a
happen.
talented back. It's just we'll see, or a tight end. We'll just see how it goes over there with Joe Flacco playing until Zach Wilson, the Cougar
Zach,
killer, comes in.
oh, mother searchers.
Yeah. Then you got Daniel Carlson as your kicker. Las Vegas kicker. He's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Got you 9 points.
He
Yeah.
doesn't miss.
Yeah, he doesn't miss. And when they line up, it's good to go. You know. So you got Tampa Bay's defense. They got you 13 points. You love to see that as well. I mean, anytime a defense
Well,
or a
I
kicker.
didn't love to see it this week.
I
This week they
mean,
went against my
they
Cowboys,
went
so
against your Cowboys. I mean, they stopped you guys. You guys couldn't even get past the 50 this week. It was
when you can count the points on one hand, that's never a good
That's
sign.
never a good sign. I mean, both our teams took an L this week, so it was rough. But let's go
Yep.
ahead and look at let's see. Let's go over to I want to see the schedule. Okay, there we go. We're gonna go to week 1. So we're gonna go over the first game. It has me against Theo in the first game. I did end up squeezing him out. I got him 136 to 105. Let's look over his team real quick. He does have Josh Allen, gave him a lot of points, but he did play Dawson Knox and gave him
Yeah.
1.5.
Again, going back to that tight end.
Yeah, going back to the tight ends. Cam Akers surprisingly drops 0. But I mean,
Oh, there were so many people this week that were just and I said at the beginning of the season, hey, you can't really trust him with what he's done the last couple seasons, and people still picked him, put him in, and
no,
look what
I,
he
I
did.
mean, I definitely, in my other league, I have Cam Akers because of the upside, because he's going to be the RB1 over there besides Henderson. So it's just tough because players coming off of injury in the first couple weeks, you don't know how good they're going to be or even if they're going to touch the ball. So that
Right.
was a little rough for him. I mean, he had some other players that just didn't perform up to the standards that they usually do. I mean, Austin Eckler, 11 points from him. Yeah, I mean, this is the guy that was fantasy gold last year. I mean, that's a little disappointing. Amari Cooper, four
Hold
points.
on. You skipped over one main topic you need to talk about. Saquon Barkley.
I was gonna circle back to him, but he had a pop off game.
He is back.
He is back, but then we saw this last year before he got hurt. So I
Or the
mean,
year before.
or the year before. So like it's always like the ceiling is so high on him, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick
Oh,
Henry, but then you got to worry about them staying healthy because they work them so hard.
absolutely.
So the ceiling's up there, but there's also so much risk. Let's see. Let's hop on back to the schedule real quick. We had Matt. It's Never Sunny in Philly going against We Them Boys, which is Damien, first time in the league this year. So we'll look
Yeah,
at the
first
game.
league.
So we'll dive into this one real quick. First time David's played with us, starting off on Winners Island. You love to see it.
Oh,
Matt did put up a fight. He got 128, which it did come down to that Monday night game. Because let's see, let's track right here. We have over on the side Javante Williams giving him 19 on Monday night game. So definitely sealed the deal
we will
for
get to
Damien.
another one later on here too. Javante Williams made a lot of people upset this week. Javante Williams really set a lot of people's scores.
That kid is a stud though.
Yes.
Like I don't understand what they're going doing over there in Denver. They're giving Melvin Gordon touches when like just keep Javante Williams in until he's tired. Like
Absolutely.
he's the overall better back, and they need to play him. And as long as he's doing what he's doing, just let him play.
You have the quarterback now. You have the wide receiver core over there in Denver. You have a running back. Use him.
Yeah, no,
Use
definitely,
him. Throw
def,
Melvin Gordon in for third downs.
right. So that did come down to the Monday night game between them, but look at over here. We see the superstar CD Lamb. He's putting up 4 points, man. You can't have that from your. I mean,
He put up more points than the Cowboys did.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, Antonio Gibson giving him 20 in his flex. You love to see that. I mean, if CD Lamb just performs a CD Lamb game, Matt wins this week.
Well, you also have Najee Harris there if you go up a couple.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's giving
He
you
got
10.
injured
Yeah, he's
with
get.
that foot injury.
Yep. And so he's questionable for next week as well. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Uh, They say it's looking good. I've been paying attention to it because I have Najee on another league, and they said he should play week 2, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah. So, but that's always a risk too. Like, they get up early. Do they sit him so you don't get the points? You know, like that. Like, is he gonna play the full game? Is he gonna be limited? So, like, it's so hard with like
Right.
going with a player like that, and then like putting all your hope into him, and then get another 10 points. You know. But let's hop over to the next game. Let's see. We have our next game, which is gonna be you versus I believe this is
Ryan.
Ryan. Yep, Ryan's team. The 49ers lost to the Chicago Bears in the rain. That game was pissing rain. But you absolutely smashed him. I mean, 145 points to 108. He did not have a good week this week. Let's see where he fell apart. I mean,
Right there.
Trey
49ers, 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 49ers.
yeah. I mean, San Francisco kicker gives them 4, which is okay. But then the Bengals defense gives them 5. You're not going to win games getting 5 from your defense. Tyler Lockett giving them 5 in Seattle. You know, that's.
Right.
I mean, Lockett and Metcalf. There's always high upside, and it just gets. You know, it's either one or the
You
other.
you saw me last season. I had both of them on my team, and you never know which one to put in. You put them both in, and one's going to score and one's going to not. And but I thought maybe this season, without Russell Wilson in there, maybe one would shine above the other. And I looked at Metcalf's numbers too, and they're not much better.
Yeah. Uh,
And they won.
I mean, but I did notice in that game specifically, Geno Smith was using his tight end a lot. Like the
Right.
tight ends were definitely getting some points up there. So I mean, that might be just him, first game jitters, going for the safer option. So next week see Lockett, and I mean he looked good. Gino looked good, so you don't have to anything to worry about with Metcalf and Lockett. It's just their production, you know.
He's still no Josh Allen though. He's no, Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to sling it around, and he's no Tom Brady.
I mean,
Obviously,
I
he
mean, he's
doesn't
no
have that.
Russell Wilson. I will just say it.
He's no
Yeah,
Russell
he's no
Wilson.
Russell Wilson. But I
So
mean,
I think he'll come into it.
yeah, but it's just going to be tough. You spent a lot of capital to get Lockett or Metcalf because like they're high value items. So like they need to start paying dividends quick. You know.
I give another season or two before they're not on Seattle anymore.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. They're going to go somewhere where they can have a high flying offense because Geno Smith's just not that guy.
Metcalf looks like he belongs on the Cowboys.
Ah, man,
He has that Cowboys look.
does he? I think he looked
Bad
better in
part.
a Cardinals uniform. You know.
Oh,
Imagine the hate he would get going from Seattle to the Cardinals.
absolutely.
Uh, but
Trey
I mean,
Lance, though. What do you think about Trey Lance?
I think it's hard to gauge him off this week 1 because it was pissing rain over there. Like they were playing in puddles, so like there's not going to be much passing. I mean, everyone from the Bears and everyone from the San Francisco, no one really had a standout game. I mean, even Debo didn't have a standout game. I mean,
Yeah,
so it's kind of
Debo's
hard.
gonna get his.
Yeah, he's going to get his touches no matter what. But it's going to be hard to judge them off this first week because of the conditions that they were in Chicago, for
Yep.
sure. And then George Kittle being out may have affected them a lot more. They could double
Oh, it
team
may have affected
Debo.
them a lot.
They could double team Ayuk. So with Kittle hopefully being back next week, we'll see how Trey Lance does with the 49ers. But I mean, overall, you just had a really solid week. I mean, besides T Higgins with the
Injury.
concussion, everybody gave you double digits. I mean, kicker was right there at 9. So I mean, you love to see it. The consistency out of the team. It's a good sight. It's a good sight going up 148 in the first week.
Part of that 9 though, 50 plus yarder.
Yeah, 50 plus harder. So, I mean, Daniel Carlson, good pickup for
I
sure.
mean, he's no coup.
Yeah, I mean, Koo popped off this week. That was ridiculous. I mean, that's why I grabbed him in the other league because I know that kid's potential. He's pretty solid. And then we got up here next in our game. We have Natalie going for gold against Chris hitting rugs.
I love that name.
You gotta admire the name. So Natalie actually squeezes this one out. She has 124. That's a solid week. I mean, it's nothing special, but everyone performed, you know. And Chris, unfortunately, had that 95 week. Let's see where it broke down here. Aaron
Right
Rodgers,
there.
right there. You can't be getting three
Thanks.
from your superstar.
Thanked him.
Yeah. I mean, last year he put up three in his first season or his first game against New Orleans. So, I mean, are you worried about Aaron Rodgers?
You can't worry about Aaron Rodgers. You just can't. Because as soon as you start worrying about Aaron Rodgers, he's going to go off and you're going to have a 45-point week.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as he
He
gets
can do it.
I mean, they have a brand new, or not brand new, but they have no name wide receivers over there. They lost Devontae Adams. He lost his safety net. So, I mean, he's going to have to, they need to get a little bit of time to get like uh, I'm
Wow.
looking. Yeah, yeah,
Very wordy.
yeah, yeah. They need to get basically
In sync.
in sync. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm
Not the
drawing a
band.
blank. Huh?
Not the band.
Not the band, not the band. I mean, they're great. They're great for sure. But once they get in sync, I think he'll have no problems. I mean, there was flashes of light. I mean, the one missed pass, it was probably going to be like a 50-yard touchdown. He just overthrew his receiver. I mean, they're going to work on that. They're going to Aaron Rodgers is going to do Aaron Rodgers things. So
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
chalk that up to a week one mayhem. But Alvin Kamara, someone I'm personally worried about. It doesn't seem like. I mean, Taysom Hill. You saw it last year. He's getting all these red zones. He's getting all these red zone touches, and like Kamara was known for his red zone. I mean, he scored 6 times in 2020. You know, in one game he scored 6 times or 5 times.
Five. I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
five. Yeah, he
Hey,
scored
don't
five
give him that
times,
much
and it's
credit.
like he would have had six if they didn't. If Taysom Hill didn't run that one in. So like it started that year, and it just seems like Taysom Hill's getting the red zone touches over Kamara. So
Yeah.
that's a little worrisome. I mean, Hunter Renfro giving you five. I didn't catch much of the Raiders game, so I know Darren Waller had a decent week. He had like 12. Um, Devontae Adams had a big week. Look at here,
Devontae Adams
30.
has a huge week.
He had 30. So I mean, they're definitely feeding their superstar. They targeted him more than anybody else on the team combined. So I mean, they're definitely hucking it, chucking it to Devontae Adams, and you'd love to see it as a previous Devontae Adams owner. This guy's Mr. Consistent. He's never going to give you less than 20, and he has potential to give you 40.
Oh, 50.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get him the ball, he can get you 50.
Yeah, and like you just put it in the area, Devontae Adams, he's catching it. It's
Yeah, it's like Mr. Net Hands. Just
yeah.
go gadget hands.
Exactly. I
But
mean, I'm
you
on
know who shocked me right there is David Montgomery.
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery, with as rainy as it was, and as skilled as that guy is, to put up 8 points, it shocks me.
Yeah, but I think we you don't pull the plug on David Montgomery yet. Like that game
Oh
was
no,
just terrible. You know, like the conditions of the game was terrible. I mean, we saw it on both sides of the ball. Um, so I'm not too worried about David Montgomery. I think he's gonna have a bounce back week next week. They're going. I don't know where they're going into. I think they're going. Oh, they're going into Green Bay. They're
oh,
going into Green Bay. So I mean, that's not ideal because Aaron Rodgers does own the Bears. You know, he's part owner.
plus
So
he just put up a shit game. So
yeah, he's gonna be hungry. You know he goes. You know he gets his against the Bears. Natalie's team
Bears
looked
and the Titans.
solid overall. I mean, Zeke gave her a bad performance. Derrick Henry, surprisingly, week one, Houston shut them down.
It was the craziest thing.
Houston went in and did work, but I mean, they're going against the Giants next week, which the Giants didn't look terrible, but it's Derrick Henry, like it was kind of like the thing with the Colts. Um, no, it was the Colts that played Houston. Who
I was gonna
played?
say,
They played the Giants. They played the Giants. I'm shot. But the Colts with the Texans. I mean, Jonathan Taylor the whole first half like barely had any touches.
yeah, that scared me.
Yeah, I mean until the second half he had no production, which is like why aren't you using your superstar?
Yeah,
It's
some teams just don't. They have all this talent and they just don't perform. They don't use it. I mean, take the Cowboys. Cowboys have had talent for how many years, but just they can't figure out a way to just make it work.
yeah. I mean, same thing with the Cardinals. I mean, they have DeAndre Hopkins, and last year there was a couple games where it's just like you can't. Kyler couldn't even get the ball to him. So I mean, it's hard when you stake so much value in these superstars for your fantasy football team, and the teams make bad decisions.
Speaking of D Hop, I saw him on the bottom of yours and taking that long game, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. He was one I picked up in both of my leagues because I knew I could throw him into that IR spot and pick up somebody for the 6 weeks. So I'm definitely banking on him for the playoffs. I think
Good to have a playoff picture.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we're already playing for the playoffs. It's week 1, but we're already planning ahead. Because I mean, if we scroll over to my team real quick, I mean, my wide receiver core once he's back is ridiculous. I mean, I got Justin Jefferson. I'll have DeAndre Hopkins, and I have Chris Godwin. Once Chris Godwin's healthy, I mean, who do I choose to flex? All three of those
Right.
guys are probably going to be playing. So we're looking good there. We have in our last game of this uh, league. Oh my God, words are hard. We have Isaiah going against Bloss. We got Judge going against Go Dodgers.
He doesn't even know the right sport.
It's crazy, huh? He's got what is that? A Ram symbol?
No, that's Dodgers.
Is that a
I think
Dodgers symbol?
I think there's
No,
an
it's
LA somewhere in there.
uh, it looks like a
Maybe.
ram to me.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. He's confused. Bloss is
I'd like
just
to dodge a
confused.
ram if it was coming at me.
Dodger ram. But we'll go down the breakdown. I mean, Isaiah has Patrick Mahomes, 34 points, no, QB1. So I mean,
QB .5. He's that
he's
guy is
he's
insane.
he's insane. I mean, the only person that outscored him, I believe, this week was Justin Jefferson. So I think he's number 2 overall. This week is Patrick Mahomes. Uh, he has Russell Wilson over here for the Bloss. So I mean, Mahomes doubled his points, so he's looking good at the start. Rashad Penny gave him 8 points. You need more from Rashad Penny.
I'm not on the Rasad Penny train.
No,
No, no.
you would think they would rely heavily on him because Geno Smith. They don't have
Yeah, you
Russell
got a new
Wilson,
quarterback.
so
Exactly.
like your running back should be your workhorse, but they just didn't utilize him yesterday. Debo Samuel still putting up 12 in the rain. That's not bad, but I mean, again, that's a superstar talent. You get him.
Those aren't Debo numbers.
Yeah, those aren't Debo numbers. Tyreek Hill even 18 points. I mean, which is solid. He's going to a new system, and he's got to work with Tua, but still, like some of these guys, you're expecting more from them. I mean, Elijah Mitchell, 4 points. He went down,
He went down.
and this is the third season in a row that he's been hurt. So it's getting to that point where like he's a late round pick, and
I
it's
think
hard
that
to play
brings up
him.
Hilliard, isn't it?
Uh, the backup for San Francisco,
Hilliard.
Hilliard.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Hilliard's Tennessee's.
No. Who is it? I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't either.
Let's see. We can look that up real quick. Depth charts. No, charts. Players. There we go. Running backs. That's gonna be a San Francisco one here. Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson. That's the backup, and he's available in pretty much probably every league. So definitely, if you're considering that, I personally wouldn't. I feel like there's better running backs out there that are still available.
Even in a deep league, there's probably still
Yeah,
something.
I think there's still available running backs that are definitely good. Where did I go? Oh, league here
There it is.
somewhere. Okay, we're down a rabbit hole. All right,
You're
but I
on week
mean,
two.
oh, I'm on week 2. Well, I guess we'll start talking about week 2. I mean, we don't really have to go over everything with Isaiah. I mean, Isaiah just had some players that didn't perform the way they needed to. Low scoring game, and so I mean, it kind of expected. Bloss had some standout players, so it looked good.
Yeah.
Nothing to pull the cord on. So next week we have I'm going up against Matt. Currently, he's 0-1, so we're looking to extend my 2-0 series.
I'm hoping for that 1-1. Get me moving a little ahead on you.
Yeah, you got Theo next week, so hopefully you can pull that out. You stay in the Winners
I'm actually
Island.
hoping for a week 2 loss.
Week two lost, huh?
Last year I went 5-0, and then I ended up 5-9. So
Yeah, yeah, that was rough. But I mean, that's I feel like that was a freak event, like
yes.
to lose 9 straight after winning 5-0. It's just that's just bad luck because you were losing games where they were close.
Yes.
They could have went either way. So like you were the Detroit Lions of last year. But then we got We Dem Boys going against Natalie. So Damien and Natalie,
Damien
they're both 1-0. So someone is going off of Winners Island
getting
next
knocked
week.
off that pedestal.
Yeah, exactly. Then we got over here Judge versus Ryan. So someone's getting their first win. So that's good for them.
Isaiah and Ryan,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm gonna have to lean towards Ryan on that one.
You leaning towards Ryan on that one?
I'm leaning towards Ryan.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, Patrick Mahomes on Isaiah's team, though. So if his rest of his team can do that or do better, and Patrick Mahomes does that again, and they have a big game against going against the Chargers, so you know he's going to come out fired up. Then we got Chris versus Bloss. Chris is a solid team this year. Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro. So I mean, there's a good chance that could be a close game. I mean, if his starters can put up points like they should, it should be a close game. So
Yeah.
I mean, currently, let's see, standings. So currently on standings, we have you in first place.
That's Damien.
Oh, that's Damien. Sorry, goddamn Cowboys. When do you change your fucking logo?
Hey, Cowboys on top. That's what I'm talking about.
We got you in second place with the 145. Damien had 146, just squeezed you out. I'm in third place in 136. Bloss is in fourth place with 128, and Natalie in fifth place at 124. So those are your Winners Islands contestants right now. Those,
I'm glad to see Natalie there. This is her second season. Um, I think it's great. I think that's where she finished last year, isn't it? Fifth place.
yeah, I believe so. She got into the playoffs and then instantly knocked out. It's kind of rough, but you made it there on your first year. You made it to the playoffs, so you love to
I
see
can't
it.
say that.
And I mean, she did draft her own team this year. So like
Yes.
coming out with the
Zero
week,
help.
yeah, coming out with the week one win, that's a big bonus. Good for the confidence boost.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
so you love to see it. We're gonna hop into my other league real quick. We'll just go over this one briefly. I'll just go over my team. So this is my friend group league. So basically, been playing video games with these guys for 12 years now. We started up fantasy 2 years ago, and we've been playing ever since. So we do like weird challenges. We do loser has a punishment. This is a money league as well, and
Did you
I'm
up it this year?
we didn't up it this year. We kept it at 30 again. Probably next year we'll up it, and then we'll add additional like Sacco punishments. But currently I am double champ in this league. I won it back to back years. I got my little trophy over here. You love to see
Oh,
it.
well, that's cute.
Yeah, it hasn't had to leave the house since we started the league, so you love to
I
see
can't
it.
lift mine. I don't have a crane.
Oh shit. It must be nice. I got it smaller because we all live in different states, so it'd be easier to ship it. I don't want to ship a giant trophy every year. So but yeah, my team, I don't know how they let me do it, but I'm stacked over here as well. I got Patrick Mahomes starting in my QB, Leonard Fournette, Javante Williams, Brandon Cooks, Jamar Chase, Darren Waller, Elijah Moore, backup Kirk Cousins. I got Cam Akers, and he's going to be riding the bench until he proves otherwise. Mostart, Damian Pierce, David Bell, McCole Hardman, and then you love to see DeAndre Hopkins just sitting there
The
waiting
old
there.
D Hop.
And then we got Randy Bullock and the San Francisco defense. San Francisco defense started out great this week,
Yeah,
and
they did.
then I feel like the rain condition just messed them up. So I'm not too worried about them. They got me 5 points, which is better than some teams. So we'll take that. We'll take that, and then we'll go to the
How
league real quick.
how are you on Brandon Cooks?
Brandon Cooks, I like Brandon Cooks. I feel like he's going to be the number one receiver over there, and he showed light last year. So
I think he's not living up to his potential. I think he's better than he's playing.
do you think so?
Absolutely.
Oh, I mean, he's consistent. He'll get me 15 points, so that I'm good with that. I just need the consistency because I have D-Hop waiting. So once it comes to the point, like Brandon Cooks is probably going to be my flex player. So I'm not really too worried about him. I think he has a high ceiling, but I don't think he has a high ceiling with his quarterback. You know,
Yeah,
it's
well,
it's rough over there.
yeah, it is.
But we have our contestants from Winter Island. I won first week against Gabe. Second week, our second is Lovers Island. That's my buddy Pete. He beat out Justin in a close game, 112 to 106. A fun fact about this rivalry right here: in the 2 years that we've had this league, they've played each other 4 times. Uh, Justin's never beat him. So a little kryptonite there.
Eh,
Uh,
who won the work league? These are the out of towners. You
yeah,
got
so out of
Renee
towners,
and Justin.
Justin won the work league, and then we got Renee down here,
He's right below him.
right below Masputo. Yep, he actually lost. So both Texans took a loss this year, or lost this week, and then actually all Texans took a loss this week because J Ray down here in a close battle with Chris. He's got two in the pink. I mean Chris with his team names. You love to see him. But Chris squeaked out that win, and then my cousin actually squeaked out a win again. Or no, sorry, my cousin actually dominated. He dominated Renee. So that's Mr. Spider. And then we got Fithy's Bodega, another New Yorker, again against Mar-Lago Raiders, and barely squeaked out the win. This one was actually really interesting because it came down to that Monday night game. Uh, Chad actually had 62 points coming out of the Thursday game. He has Josh Allen and Cooper Cup, and he still almost managed to lose this week. So that's not looking good. I mean, he's got Najee Harris, he's got Zeke, but he does have Patterson, and Patterson was on his bench, and he left 22 points on his bench. So I mean, I don't think he's going to make the mistake this week. Uh,
That's what I do every week.
it just seems like
But
everyone you put on your bench pops off, right?
yeah, there can be a guy that's not doing anything for 4 weeks, and as soon as I put him on my bench, goes off.
That's just fantasy football, man. It's inevitable. So
You
that's
gotta
what
love it.
you gotta love it. I mean, that's why you have superstars though to make up for those guys that don't perform. I mean, over here we're looking like Tom Brady. Tom Brady gave up horrible numbers. I mean, but it wasn't a good game for either team. I mean, Dallas Cowboys scored 3. Uh, Tom Brady or the Tampa Bay only scored 19. And 12 points were field goals. So they had a problem in the red zone. I expect Tom Brady to bounce back next week. Nothing really more
Brady always
interesting.
bounces back.
Yeah, he always been. I mean, that guy's a stud. But so overall in the standings for this league, we got me in first place, as all should be. Double champ does what he wants. Then we got Mrs. Spider, two in the pink, Fiddy's Bodega, and Lover's Island, all on Winner's Island. We got the three Texans losing. We got our guy from Boston losing, and Jonah losing this week. So, you know, we do have a couple good head ups, or a couple good matches next week. We have two different undefeated teams, so we're only going to have a possibility of three undefeated teams in this league. So they're knocking them
Ooh,
out
yeah, you
early.
got the double matchup.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting week. Real competitive in this league. Usually, actually, I mean, not for me. Usually, I end up with a killer record and then smoke these guys in the playoffs. But they just need to get better. I don't understand. They've been playing for 2 years, and like you saw me last year in our league, I went even. I almost went even, And in this league,
Everyone went even last
yeah,
season.
that was a weird season for sure. But let's hop over to your teams real quick. I'm gonna switch my screen. So let's pull up this.
ESPN
So,
one here,
I think I have your. Is that this one?
or my work league, or my mother work league.
Yeah. No, I pulled up the wrong screen again. Just give me a second. You know, this is first time podcast on for fantasy football. So there we go. Pandemic at the Disco. Okay.
All right, that's my
So
ESPN league.
yeah. So let's go over your team real quick. Take the reins.
Uh, hold on. There we go. Now I can see your screen here. Alrighty, so uh, this is my this is my league. It's actually my Natalie. It's her mom's work league.
Okay.
I kind of got roped into it a couple years ago. This is the league that I won last year. Got a big old trophy, a little plaque with my name on it.
Congratulations, congratulations. You know, this is why we do this, because we both know what it feels like to win. So
Absolutely.
yeah, you love to
Renee
see
can't say that.
it.
So this is a 14-man league.
Oh wow.
So by the time you get down there, you're slim pickings. It is rough. And this is the only league where year after year we do a live draft.
Okay. So live draft,
So
you love to see it.
it's great, but it's a lot more stressful. You
No,
got to pay
definitely.
attention a whole lot more.
And with the 12-man league, because these other leagues we're in, they're 10-man. So I mean, you have a little bit more options overall. With a 12-man, you're really going for some backups to fill out your roster.
And then this is 14.
Is this a 14 league? 14 man?
14.
Oh wow, never mind. So even deeper. So like
Even deeper.
looking over your team here. I mean, Derek Carr, he's a decent quarterback. So I mean,
So
that's good.
I picked a quarterback a little too late. I got a little cocky. I tried to get some other players in there, and by the time I paid attention, quarterbacks were gone. And in a
Quarterbacks.
14-man league, it doesn't take long to do so.
Yeah, I mean, but the good thing about this season, I mean, there's some people that have potential. I mean, Carson Wentz has potential, so like it's not too hard. Like he's not drafted in many leagues, and I mean, with that going down, it's going to make it a little bit rougher for quarterbacks. But I feel like there's going to be some quarterbacks that you could swap in for a week if need be.
See, if you can look that further down there, I have Baker Mayfield, who actually outperformed Derek Carr.
Oh, did he?
He did.
What did he have this week? This
He.
is week one. Here
Oh
we
no,
go.
they adjusted.
No, this is week one. That was
Okay.
projections for next week. So yeah, Baker Mayfield drops 20 for you.
Baker Mayfield dropped 20,
Oh
so
wow.
I might be I might be on the Mayfield
He might be on the Mayfield train next
I might
week.
Mayfield train.
Well,
Um,
that's I don't know about that one. I still think Derek Carr's ceiling's higher than Baker Mayfield's. I think they had a rough game against the Chargers. I don't know who they're playing next week. Let's see real quick. Oh, I mean they're playing Arizona next week. So yeah, don't play Derek Carr. Arizona's pissed.
um, so yeah, I had Derek Carr. I left him in. I thought it was going to be a little bit better with the what they have. Baker Mayfield, he's shown over the last couple seasons that you really can't trust him.
Yes. I mean,
So
he's on a new team this year, so there's potential. There's
yeah,
potential,
well,
definitely. Like they have faith in Baker Mayfield. They wouldn't have brought him over there if they didn't have faith in him.
I think he's got a lot to prove.
Yeah, I mean,
Plus, he went up against Cleveland though. So did he show off because he was going against Cleveland, or did he play up for that, or
yeah, I mean it's possible he outperformed because he's trying to beat Cleveland, the team that had no faith with him, and they brought it close,
hmm
but I think he's gonna be okay over there. I think he's a solid QB2 for you. I mean, especially if you only play him the week that Derek Carr has a bye week.
right?
I think he'll be pretty safe over there, and you never know, he could start performing even better where he becomes your QB1.
Yeah, we'll
So
see.
I'm
Next,
yeah, I got
go ahead.
Najee Harris and Tony Pollard as your main running backs. I mean, little rough. I mean,
Yeah, very rough.
the Cowboys game, we can almost watch that for Cowboys players. I mean, you guys didn't do anything against that Tampa defense, so it's hard for your. I mean, I think Tony Pollard, in my opinion, is gonna be that guy this year for the Dallas Cowboys.
If not this year, definitely next.
Definitely, yeah. It's gonna take a little bit, but I think he's gonna outperform Zeke. So, I mean, it's a good thing to have him because he has the potential for sure.
So I was out in this league here. I was ninth pick. So my very first pick of the draft, Najee Harris, and I lose him in week one.
Yeah, I mean,
This is. I hope this is not how this league goes this year.
I mean, you gotta perform. You're going for back to back in this league, so I mean, I'm sure you'll be fine. You have yeah, I mean, you have Chase Edmonds and Daryl Henderson on your bench. Those definitely will help out. Sony Mitchell. Uh, so you're in a decent spot. I mean, you don't have to flex a wide receiver because you do have like better options for your flex.
Right.
So I don't see you in trouble for next week. But hopefully Najee plays.
Yeah, I hope not. She plays. I'll probably put in Henderson. Honestly, I picked up Henderson last season, and he's constantly performed. I like what Henderson's got to offer.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and with Cam Akers getting nothing, like, is that just they're worried about Cam Akers, or is Daryl Henderson that guy? And if he's that guy,
He's that
I
guy.
don't see I don't see him ever underperforming being on that offense. So
Right.
he's definitely a safe pick. You got Zach Ertz, Mike Williams. Mike Williams was a little disappointing this week. I'm not gonna lie,
He was very disappointing.
especially with Keenan Allen going out of the game. Um, you expect more from Mike Williams.
I expected a whole lot more from Mike Williams.
Yeah, because like he's one of those safety nets that will get you at least 10 points, and the ceiling is so high. And this week he drops 3, so that's a little disappointing. Um, but I, you got a lot of Chargers and Cowboys fans, or Cowboys player, or Raiders players. You got no, you only got one Raiders player. I'm looking at the Pittsburgh, but I mean overall team, it doesn't look bad for a 14-man league. I'll be honest. You got
I
some,
had one of the better. I think I have top three top three team, one of the top three teams, but it's projecting me. And if you go up there to projections,
yeah, yeah,
it's projecting me to finish 14th.
no shot. Oh, right here. Let's see where it shows.
Oh, that's the projections. It's
Okay. Oh, maybe.
They have it somewhere up there. I'm normally on my phone, so
Oh, so yeah, it probably doesn't show it on here. But let's go over the week schedule. Uh, okay, we got week 1 here. So take it away.
all right. So week one there, you had Team Cortez. That's actually Karen works at the company. And her husband Dan. Her husband Dan is one of those guys who, at the live draft, he will not talk to you. You see him down on two screens, two laptops, going left and right and crazy, and that is Dan. So
You love to
he is
see it.
very much into it, and he actually, they got third last season. If they were in it, they would have crushed me for the for the Super Bowl. So I'm
That's
really glad that they
it.
lost the week before.
Isn't that rough to see? Like, I mean, it happened in our work league last year. Like, me and Matt both lost in the semifinals, and then both our teams outscored the finalists in the final week. So,
Yes,
like,
yeah, Renee and Justin.
it's so rough.
So Dan and played Kim. Kim is the commissioner.
Okay.
She is Miss Commissioner. She is the one who runs everything. So she did
Wow.
really well. Yeah,
I got to look at her team. She scored
yeah, absolutely.
163 points. I love her
It,
team name, by the way. Hail Murray, yes. And Murray we trust. Oh, then Kyler Murray's on the team. You love to see it. So let's
oh,
go to her
absolutely.
week 1. So she has Kyler Murray, James Conner. She looks a lot like my team on my other on the work league. I got
Yep.
Kyler Murray and James Conner. I mean, solid duo. James Conner had the most touchdowns last year, so he's Mr. Dependable for sure. Kyler Murray, he's always special. You're gonna get those running yards. So she got 24 out of Murray, which they had a bad game. So 24 out of Murray with a bad game is beautiful to see. James Conner was 16. Where did she draft at? Because her team is really really well put together.
She was, I want to say fourth,
Okay,
third or
so
fourth.
she probably picked up Justin Jefferson with her
Justin
first pick.
Jefferson,
Yeah,
correct.
and I mean he's just a stud. So 39 points out of him. You love to see that.
Well, look at her bench.
Oh yeah, I mean her bench. She got James Robinson up there. Uh,
Hmm.
she has another tight end, Irv Smith Jr. I don't know much about him, but he scored 0 this week. So I mean,
They just picked him up this year when Conklin left.
okay. So I mean, there's potential there. I mean, she has Dalton Schultz as her tight end. I mean, even with the Cowboys having a bad week, he got 13 points. So I mean, you can't ask much
Yeah.
more unless it's their name is Kelsey and Andrews. You can't ask much more from your tight
or
end.
or Kittle.
Or Kittle, yeah, exactly. Those are the only guys that are like their ceiling so high as a tight end. You're if you don't have those guys, you're hoping for a 10 point week out of your tight
Absolutely.
end. So that's perfect right there. Ayuk, like I said, they were in the
The rain.
storm, so you can't expect much there. But overall, her team. I mean, Pittman. I think this guy's gonna be special this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think he's just gonna go off. And plus they have Ali Cox for their tight end, I believe.
Yep.
They don't give him much. They don't throw to the tight end much,
No,
so which leaves a
the
lot more for the wide receivers.
the tight ends definitely in Indy are blockers.
Yes.
They're playing that blocking role. So if you have a wide receiver from Indy, I mean, don't expect Michael Pittman numbers because Michael
Right.
Pittman's special. But like other receivers, they could be a good option in a 14-man league. Just to get you some passes. Uh,
Speaking of Indy, did you see today that they waived Blankenship, their kicker?
no way,
They did, Mr. Goggles.
Mr. Goggles. Who do they have kicking for him?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I just saw the NFL released
I
the
wonder if
statement
that's like
today.
injury related or something. Because I mean, he was consistent
Hmm.
for sure. I mean, there's some games that he won people last year because he had a good week. So that's
Yeah.
that's shocking. That's shocking. I mean, Kansas City defense. That's solid. Tyler Bass is a kicker. I mean, this is for a
They have
14
a
man
really good
team.
team.
This
Yeah.
is probably the dark horse of the league right here, and it showed. I mean, look at
With
the
160 points.
yeah, the 160 points. That's
163.
that's kind of wild. But yeah, dominant performance right there. And I mean, Team Cortez had a good week.
Yeah.
Had
I
a
think
solid week.
they're second best.
No, Team
Yeah.
Raiderette got 135. Fourth
Okay. Yeah.
best,
Yeah. Yeah.
fourth best. They would have beat everybody but 3 players if they played them
Yep.
this week, which is it's a tough loss.
Yeah.
It's a tough loss, but it's good early because you know your team can perform. So that's good.
All right. And then so in their work league, you got Team Raiderette. That's Amy. I believe this is her first season.
Oh wow.
And if you can't guess, she's a Raiders fan.
I mean, she's probably
uh,
stoked about Devonte Adams right now.
yeah. She is. She is because she kept saying that that's all she wanted. So I kept telling her I'm just gonna snake all their players, and she played Adrian. Adrian's the husband of someone who works there. So I mean, she just trounced him.
Yeah.
Adrian had a rough draft though.
Okay.
He had a
Let's
rough draft.
hop over to
Every
his team real quick.
time he was looking for someone would pick him up one or two before.
Yeah,
I think
I
in week
mean, you're
two
gonna have a rough week when you play Cam Akers and he gets 0 for you.
that and yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
Cam Akers.
overall, his team doesn't look bad. I mean, he's got DeAndre Hopkins waiting. He's got Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams showed light with DeAndre Swift because they both had a good week.
Hmm.
Uh,
Thielen
yeah,
really, he's really been just. It's been a downward, just downhill for the
yeah.
last couple seasons.
I mean, what's Jefferson started popping off last year? It's
He
in the
used to be the
Jefferson show.
Jefferson.
Yeah, he was. He was. I mean, I remember in 2020, Thielen was winning you games.
Hmm.
And I don't think you can see that from him anymore. I mean, unless the teams actually open up their eyes and start double teaming Jefferson. I mean,
Double team Jefferson. See what happens.
yeah, I mean that's what they tried to do with Jamar Chase last year, and look what he
Yep.
did.
You put it in their area, anywhere near them, and they're gonna go up and get it.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But I mean, not a bad team for 14 league.
Hmm.
It's no Kim's team. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's ridiculous in a 14-man league. So like yeah, he lost out that week, 93 to 135. So rough week for him. But like you said, with Cam Akers, when you're starting Cam Akers and he gives you 0 points, that's really gonna
Yeah,
hurt your team. That's really gonna hurt
it
your
hurts
team.
just a little bit. Next one there, Pandemic at the Disco. That is myself,
Okay.
and I lost to Luis on Monday night. Monday night, Williams got me.
Oh, Javante Williams saved him.
Javante Williams saved him. He was
Oh,
down. I think Javonte Williams put up 19
Yeah,
on Monday night, and that was his final player. So he squeaked it
he
out.
squeezed you out. We got you by 5.8 points. That's rough.
Mhm.
But I mean, first week. So I mean, nothing to panic about. Some teams just didn't have a
It'll
good
help with
game.
waiver wires.
Yeah, exactly.
Let
I
me get some
mean,
players.
that's the only thing good about losing early. I mean, someone if someone pops off and you have waiver priority, it's definitely helpful.
All right, so next one there's you got Alexis and Juan. Juan is this Puerto Rican. Actually, you know Alexis.
Yeah, I know Alexis. Went to
Yeah,
high
you went
school
to
with
school
her.
with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, senior ditch day. And she played Juan. Juan is about the loudest guy you've ever met. Puerto Rican, just blah, 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 super loud. Let's take shots. Let's get tequila. Let's mezcal.
You
You know,
love to
he's
see it.
crazy. He's awesome. But he barely squeaked it out. I don't even
Yeah.
think he was paying attention during his draft.
He's like, just next best player. Just grab him.
Yeah,
Next
yeah,
best
yeah.
player.
Just next guy. Let's go. He was auto drafting in
But
a live draft.
that's a close game right there. Like
It's
you lose by 4 points, and I mean, your team performs because you got 123. I mean, a 14-man league. I'm still shocked on this right here. In a 14-man league, 163 points. That's insane.
Yeah, she had all of her players show up, not get injured. Everyone that she played did well. I mean, she still left points on the bench. It's insane. The,
Yeah.
the the team that she's got, but she did that same thing last year, and I think she ended up getting fourth place. She
Uh,
had the team to beat, and it just did not pan out
perform.
on the weeks that she needed.
Oh, that's always
Uh,
rough.
yeah. Next to Gracie and Lizzie, this is actually I think both of their first years. We actually played softball with them.
Yeah, yeah. I played softball with them. I do like Lizzie's team name. I'll tell you that right now. The AZ Ochia clan. You love to see it.
That's Lorenzo's. Lorenzo's has I got to give him props on that. That's definitely part of his name. And but I mean, they did great this week, and that's Lorenzo is Gracie's cousin, so they got a
Oh,
little family heat going
little
on there now.
family. He's
Mhm.
taking down his family. You love to see it, but you hate to see it.
Next team here, we got Willie. Willie is actually who I beat in the final last year. So Willie ended up getting second. Almost squeaked it out by Najee Harris. That last run that Najee Harris had, where he should have knelt the ball at the 1 yard line. It lost me one Super Bowl and almost cost me a second. So
Ah.
I picked up Najee Harris this year, and he gets injured. But Willie's always got a decent team.
Willie's got. I
He
mean, he put up
knows his
points. He got 134, so that's a solid team.
And I don't know what happened there with Michael's team.
Yeah, let's dive into this real quick. The 77 points. That's rough.
Yeah, I wasn't even
Uh,
paying
oh,
attention to that.
Aaron Rodgers right there. So that's what happened. Devin
Oh,
Singletary, C.D. Lamb,
oh, geez,
Metcalf, Kyle
Pitts,
Pitts.
which is
Oh,
shocking.
yeah.
So what's crazy is Michael is a principal at a school, and he had a fire at a school right as the draft was about to start.
Oh no.
So right before it, so he had to sit. So he didn't even get to pick his first, his Dalvin Cook, his CeeDee Lamb, his Pitts. He didn't make those pits. He was
Oh.
just,
So
hey, whoever's next
whoever's
available.
next available, take him.
hmm
Ah.
So he got kind of thrown. So I'm not really too shocked. I can almost tell you he would have picked Dalvin Cook. I could because I know I've played with him now. I don't think he would have picked CeeDee Lamb. I don't think he would have picked Kyle Pitts, and that was his second, third pick.
Yeah, so
So
that's rough when it's
really
auto
gotta
picking you those.
he's gotta build his team up now.
Yeah, I mean, but he does have some safety nets in here. I mean, Dalvin Cook had a bad week. Not Dalvin Cook numbers. So like
No, yeah,
that's not
he had a
anything to worry about.
bad week.
He had a decent week, but not Dalvin Cook numbers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to give him more than 3. So Kyle Pitts, I mean, hopefully he can give him more.
That
Um,
guy is his beast mode.
yeah,
He is when he gets the ball.
He's disgusting. And then
Yeah.
Christian Kirk, I mean that's a good flex right there. I mean 17 points this first week. I think this kid's going to be special in Jacksonville.
Is that a bias? Is that a biased
It
opinion?
is a biased opinion. I really liked Kirk when he was in Arizona, and I'm proud that he got his money, and I'm proud that he performed week one. 17 points out of a guy in Jacksonville. You got Trevor Lawrence throwing you the ball, so I mean that's not bad.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean he's got superstars on his team. Don't get me wrong,
He's got plenty of
but
talent. It's just
no one performed this first week for him.
zero people. I
So
mean, who would think that Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers' numbers would not be reversed,
well, yeah, I mean definitely. I mean
especially playing each other?
when you got Christian Kirk outperforming everyone on your team, I mean, that's a bad week. I mean, his kicker almost outperformed Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just chalk this one up to a bad week, and then see how they do next week.
Well, that should put him first up on the waiver wire, and he can use it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I noticed that he does have two players on his bench, so I'm sure he's picking up someone in the waiver wire. He's got his eyes on somebody.
So then we got Saletha. Saletha, I don't know how she does it. So this is we've been playing in this league for this is our third season. She has drafted second, first, and second. I don't know how she does it. Her name, I mean, they randomize it, and she just always gets picked first, second, first. It's ridiculous. And then we got Jason. Jason is actually new to this league this year,
Okay,
so I don't know how he plays yet. I don't know what he's all about. Whether he knows a lot.
a
He's kind
dark
of a wild
horse.
card for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I mean, he did squeeze out the victory. He got 107, which is respectable. I mean,
Well,
against
he's a Bears fan,
86.
so
Oh, so
yeah.
yeah, okay. He's Justin Fields hype. Does he have
Yeah.
Justin Fields on his team? Let's see.
No, he's got the
Nope.
other Justin.
Yeah, he's got the other Justin.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. Who does he have? He has Mitch Trubisky.
He has Trubisky
He has
and Justin
Tua
Herbert.
and Justin Herbert. He has
Yeah, he's
three.
stacking quarterbacks over there. Maybe look out for that. I mean, he's got a defense on his bench too. Maybe some waiver wire changes there.
Yeah,
Julio Jones had a good game.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, he looked good, which is nice to
Which
see.
it's really nice to see after what they've been putting him through. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, this league, it's projected playoff bracket right up there.
Okay, let's see that. Um, okay, so constellation ladder.
Uh,
So
that's what it's looking like right now.
yeah. So we got everyone in the winners side right here. We got Team Cortez, Hell Murray, Team Verdugos.
That's last name. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Juan.
Team Banditos, USS Maine, Team Raiderette, My Jalen Hurts, and AZ Ochia Clan, all in your winners circle this year, or winners island this year, or this week. So you love to see that. And then we have some people that had a rough week one.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one.
But let's hop over to your other league. I believe it's
Chip
Chip
Jumper.
Jumper, Rigid League. All right. Oh, I'll tell you what. I did like the name of this league over here. No
No
crying in
crying.
fantasy football. I mean that. I think that was specifically for one person.
I don't know what that one person is. They might be in the room right now.
They might be in the room right now. Oh. So is this what size league is this one?
This is I want to say it's a 12.
12 man. Actually, we'll just check real quick. So we have
14?
14 man league. Okay.
I didn't realize they jumped it up this year. I wondered
Oh,
why I didn't get anything.
nothing too
So
crazy. Let's see.
this one is a divisional league though.
Okay. So it's played by division, so you play only the people in your division?
You play everyone in your division twice, and then I think everyone out of division you once or something like that. It's
Okay.
something like a normal NFL league, but yeah. Then this one you got the carpet walkers. That's all the people up in the front office versus what's the other one? The warehouse guys. Can
Warehouse
you go
guy.
back to that last screen?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh.
standings.
Carpet walkers, sweatshop boys. That's right.
Oh,
That's the
sweatshop.
guys out in the warehouse, out there sweating.
You love to see it.
Hmm
But let's see. So we'll break down the. Or actually, let's go over your team real quick. So there's a 14-man league again. So I mean, there's slim pickings. But
Yep.
look at
Seeing that it's a 14-man league and looking at my team,
yeah, you're not mad at that. I mean, you got
mm-mm.
Mike Evans, you got Kyler Murray, Dalvin Cook, you got
I don't know why I put in Mike Davis this week. I think it auto
optimized.
updated. I think it auto optimized because I'm pretty sure I had Derek Henderson in there or
Okay, Darren
Sorry, Darren
Henderson.
Hunt.
Oh, you left Kareem Hunt on your bench, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
I put in Henderson over Cream Hunt this week, and
whoa,
then
whoa, whoa.
somehow,
Somehow
yeah,
Mike Davis showed up on there, give you
somehow
three
Mike
points.
Davis squeezed his way.
I mean, Mike Williams is not going to give you 3 points again, so you don't have anything to worry about there. I mean, you have solid running backs down here. I think for a 14-man league, this is a really solid team. I mean, you
Yeah,
have high
just play the right
potential.
people.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, your bench even looks good. I mean, Daryl Henderson, Kareem Hunt, DJ Chark, Irv Smith. I
No,
mean,
that
he's a questionable guy so far, but you got Dak, and Dak went down. So, but I mean, you got Kyler
yeah.
Murray, so you're fine. I mean, you're not going to play. I don't think you're going to play Dak Prescott over a healthy Kyler Murray.
No, absolutely. You're never going to. He's Dak is a great bye week. I mean, if he's not,
Injured,
injured, he's a
yeah.
great bye week quarterback.
No, no, no. I mean, definitely, definitely. So let's look at the week one matchups here. We have head over it.
All right, so that's me up at the top there, ship jumper, amply named because I quit.
Wait, so this is your work league from like a previous job, correct?
This is from my previous job.
Okay, okay. So 14-man league in that previous job. Is Natalie in this league as well?
No, no, Natalie is not in this league.
Okay.
She the for her first league is our work league last year.
Oh, you love to see it. I mean, she
Yep.
did well last year. I mean, hopefully she can squeeze into the playoffs again this year and see if she can make a run. But so this is strictly
This
from
is
your previous
strictly
employee.
from Rigid Industries,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
The worst part is I haven't been there for a couple years now. But they always say, "Hey, you're first in. If you want to play, you're first in. We're never going to kick you out unless you say no."
Hey, you love to see that though. I mean, when you have a good fantasy league, it's nice to have that consistency of like not switching players out or not switching people out. So you kind of learn everyone's habits and everything like that, and it makes the league more fun because it's a little bit more personal, especially when like say if you won it last year, everyone's gunning for you at that point.
Right.
So it makes it more fun in my opinion.
But there is still a few people that I don't know who they are.
Okay.
This Get Back coach, his name is Steve.
Hmm.
Never met the guy,
Okay. And then he gave
but
you an L
he
first
whooped
week.
that ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was 11 points, but yeah, he definitely squeezed it out, and I was not happy about it.
Uh,
But I had a couple players go low points.
yeah. Is this a PPR league?
It is a PPR.
Wow, there's some. Is the points adjusted by any way?
Yes, defense starts with 30, I want to say.
Okay, okay, okay. Makes more sense because I'm like these numbers are super high for a 14-man league. I was looking at this. I was like, how are these guys scoring 160? Because you could tell it.
176 right here.
Yeah, that's okay. So there is an adjustment to the league, so the numbers are a little skewed. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha. Okay,
So yeah, defense definitely, and I don't think you get points taken away for
for miss kick,
miss field goal.
miss field goal. Okay, gotcha, gotcha,
So I
gotcha.
don't think you lose any points there. But then you got, let's see, you got Isaac is Steeler Nation.
Okay,
His wife actually plays in this league as well. Going against OG Hambone. OG Hambone is our commissioner.
nice.
So he's been playing in this league for more years than I have. He started up, I think, a couple years before, and then they started up a new league when I started. But he's always got a consistent team. He's a big Packers player. He's always Adams and Rogers and defense. He's always got a lot of Packers or
Gotcha.
ex Packers.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
then
Yeah, okay, okay. I mean, he scored 161 this week, so a pretty dominant win from him. You love to see it. But I mean, is he still on that Devonta Adams hype train, or is he like he
He'll
betrayed
always
me?
be on that Devonte
Okay,
Adams
okay,
hype train. He's
good.
not. He is a Green Bay fan, but he's also a realist. So
Okay, okay, yeah, you respect it.
yeah. So OSHA report expert. He actually won it. He beat me with Najee last year. That's who
Ah,
knocked me out in the final seconds.
oh, so he's coming back to the champ, huh?
He's coming back, previous champ. Yes. Uh, I don't like it. I don't like him. I want to get him out this year. And I don't know who winning for Mahomes is. I don't
uh,
know.
let's
I don't
see.
know who that is.
We can see the names here. Robert,
Robert.
Romano,
Yep.
and Robert. Yeah,
Yeah, Robert. Don't know him, but apparently he knows what he's doing in fantasy football.
yeah, he's definitely scored 158 points. So you love to see that. I mean, he got Patrick Mahomes, giving him up 46 points.
Oh,
So
see, yeah, there's definitely some adjustments in the
yeah, so
points.
there's definitely some adjustments. Joe Mixon 26, Michael Thomas giving him 22.
But is that 8.48 on his defense? And he started 30.
Yeah, so the Saints. I mean, the Saints did not have a defense this week. So
Mm.
I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't be too worried about that. They just had a bad game. I mean, Atlanta did Atlanta things. You know, they came out hot, and then they blew the game.
They did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
All right, I want you to read the next name down there.
Mike who? Cheese Harry?
Is it?
Mike Coochie's Harry. You love to see
Eh.
it. You love to see it. You know, I got Manscaped. All right, so we're good. We're good there. We're good there.
Lawnmower 3.0.
Yeah,
We're not
exactly.
sponsored.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah.
You know.
He played Hooligans. So Hooligans is Chuck, or as formerly known as Charles.
Okay.
Charles is normally, if we have a 14-man league, you can see Charles 12th, 13th.
Okay. I mean, he started out week one good, at least.
Yeah,
So
I don't know who he has in his team though. I'd
let's
like to
peep it
take a
real
look
quick.
at that.
Yeah. Let's see the hooligans.
Oh, Jameis Winston, he
James
got lucky
Winston.
there.
Yeah, that's a solid. Let's see. We do week one. Okay, so Jameis Winston. I mean, give him 25. You love to see that. Miles Sanders had a big game for him, and
He
Miles
is an
Sanders is.
Eagles fan,
My,
so
I don't trust Miles Sanders. I'll tell
I don't
you.
trust any of the Eagles running backs, and that's not just as a Cowboys fan. That is, they bounce around between all their running backs. They have
Yeah,
4 RB1s.
yeah, four RB1s, and then half the time Jalen Hurts is taking it in the red zone. You know, he's taking it in himself, so it's so hard to trust over there. But 21 points from Miles Sanders, you love to see it. He's got Jamar Chase, Michael Pittman, so two receivers that popped off.
Both just went crazy, and Mark Andrews,
Yeah, he's got a solid team.
he definitely has a solid team. I
Yeah,
didn't even. Oh, you know what though? You can't say much about him. This is an auto draft team.
this is an auto draft team.
This is an auto draft team.
Ah, got you. It makes a little bit more sense
This is an
because it
auto draft
probably
team.
auto drafted him Jamar Chase first because he doesn't have crazy running backs. Like he doesn't have a
I don't.
first round pick running back, you know.
Right.
So it got Jamar Chase, and then he probably got Mark Andrews in the second. So yeah, it does. I mean, now that you're saying it, it does look like an auto draft team. This Jarvis Landry down here is interesting. I mean, because I mean he put up numbers this first week, and I wonder if he is going to be consistent.
You see right there, Dontrell Hillard,
Dontrell Hillard, oh, running back from
sleeper,
Tennessee, huh?
sleeper.
Yeah, but is that a Derrick
That's
Henry had a
right
bad
behind
game?
Derrick Henry.
Is that a Derrick Henry had a bad game, or is
Is
that
that a healthy Derrick Henry had a
yeah?
bad game?
Did you
And
see? Did you see the clip of him getting absolutely taken off his feet?
there,
Yeah, that was. You know, usually he's doing that to other people, so that was a little
still though,
interesting. But yeah, I mean that's a solid RB2 option right there. If there is something wrong with Derrick Henry, I mean, but solid team. Um, the only thing I would say later down the line, I don't trust his running backs. He may need
Yeah,
to get a superstar running back.
yeah, because Melvin Gordon's not going to do it for you, and Miles Sanders had a good game.
Yeah, Miles Sanders had a good game. You can't expect that from Miles Sanders though. So it's gonna be interesting. To see how he ends up. You said he usually ends up in 12th to
11,
14th. So
12, 13th, 14th, somewhere in there.
okay, okay. So
And then you got Murder Wagon, that's Jordan, and KC Chick, that is actually Steeler Nation's wife. So she
wait,
came
is
into
she a
it
Kansas
last.
City fan?
She no,
Oh no.
yes, they
Yeah.
absolutely
Okay.
is a KC
Yeah.
fan.
So that's gotta have a little beef in the house over that Steelers in Kansas
Oh,
City.
they and I'll tell you what, they're both diehard fans. They're both have jersey after jersey after flag and this and that and the other thing. It is definitely, and they have a roommate who's a giant Baltimore fan.
Oh, oh, so that's just mayhem in that household come
It
Sunday.
is insane on Sundays.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
we went
funny.
over there on a Sunday. Yeah, it's crazy. Actually, so 0 and 17 there. I want to say that's, I don't know if that's the same roommate or if it's just someone that used to work there.
Okay. So they're
Um,
already they're already chopping up the season. They're going 0 and 17. They say so.
that he's been that, you know what? He's set 0 and 17 for the last 3 seasons, and he's normally mid-range.
Mid range, okay. So I
Yeah,
mean, you gotta respect it.
you got
And,
a 7, 8
okay,
position.
okay, okay. So I mean, it's a joke name. It's not actually his team that goes 0 and 17.
No.
Okay,
All right, and then you got uh Quality Matters MFers. You got to say MFers if it's written like that.
MFers, yeah.
I don't think I don't think NFL will let you write it out, will they?
I believe there is a block on there for profanity, so definitely gotta abbreviate.
Yeah, I'm still gonna say MFers.
Yeah.
That's a dominating blowout there.
Yeah, that's a 166-point game. I mean, with the points adjusted, it doesn't seem as high as I mean the 176 for sure. That guy popped off, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean that's still a solid game. I mean if you're scoring a good amount of points in a 14-man league, you got a decent team.
The next one down, this one's got a lot behind it. So Alpha Wolf, that's I used to work with him. His name's Brandon.
Mhm.
Dangle Daddy, his brother Nick.
Oh, so that was a brother matchup.
That was a brother on brother
Oh,
matchup. They both they both have these guys. Um, actually, go ahead and click on Alpha Wolf's
okay.
picture because I think he might have it in there. They
Mm.
both have rings.
Ah, so they both won the league before.
They both have won not this league but other leagues.
Okay, okay.
And they're both know what they're doing.
Gotcha. I mean, just looking at the team right here, he's got some good talent on here.
His biggest flaw is that he's a Houston fan and he
Yeah.
lets that get in his way.
Yep, I could see it here. Nico Collins, that's not a good option.
Mm-mm.
I think unless I think Brandon Cooks is going to be the only wide receiver one out of there that you can trust consistently. But I mean, he's got Joe Burrow, he's got David Montgomery. David Montgomery had an off week. Everyone in
He
that
did.
game did. Damian Pierce, that's someone's interested. I'm super high on Damian Pierce. I definitely have him sitting in both leagues because I'm interested to see what he does over there. I think by midseason he's going to be RB1, and I think he's going to be that guy.
I just see I can't put my faith in Houston. They just always let me down. I have more faith in a Jets player than I do a Houston player.
Oh, do you know you can't? Which Jets player do you have more faith in than Brandon Cooks?
Yes. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes, because you don't have one. Brandon Cooks, on the Houston Texan, he is a trustworthy player.
I trust Joe Flacco more.
Joe Flat.
No,
Oh.
but I'm just kidding. No, besides Brandon Cooks though, um,
It's hard to trust over there.
it is.
Yeah, I mean, especially with like, I mean, we were talking like they used to have DeAndre Hopkins, they used to have Deshaun Watson. You know, these guys can ball. You know,
Yeah.
and then they have Mills now, and not doesn't seem like they have an established RB1 yet. So, but
I think they're still trying to figure it out.
yeah, I mean, I definitely could.
That's those Texas teams just decide to never figure things out.
Yeah, I mean, they wait until the end of the season and then figure it out for next year, and then by the time next year comes around, they have to wait till the end of the season again.
Hmm.
But I mean, solid games here. We have interesting enough. We have all five on the right hand side winning these, or all six winning these games, and Dangle Daddy's the only one from the other side of the bracket to win his week one matchup. So welcome to Winners Islands, guys. Congratulations on your first week, and let's get into the fun league. Are you ready for the fun league?
Oh, this one I'm super
All right,
ready.
let's
I've been waiting for a while for this one.
let's see. We and you are both in this league. It's a
Yes.
six-man league. Um,
6.
so go a little into it real quick while I pull this up.
All right, so we were I don't know if you remember this, Adam, but we were sitting around talking at work and we're just like, "Oh man, wouldn't it be crazy if this happened? Wouldn't it be crazy if this happened? What if this and this and this?" And we just started throwing out a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well,
And
let
I
me share
took
the other one real quick.
Uh-oh, stream has ended.
Yeah, I'm changing it real quick to my other
Okay.
one because I have the screenshot in this one. So
All right. Well,
one
I'll
second. Yeah. Wait, no, that's the same one. Damn it, Adam. Just
okay.
keep going. Just keep going.
So I kind of took that to heart after we had talked, and I went to the computer and I started figuring out all kinds of crazy stuff and made an Excel sheet and figured out all these things and started doing it. And I think I came to you, what, 2 or 3 days later?
Yep. Yep.
Said, hey, check this out. Remember everything we were talking about? It just happened.
Oh no, I mean definitely it's a cool concept because I mean it adds an extra level to fantasy football. So with this year we're doing a six-man league to basically work out all the kinks and see the potential of this league. Because I mean you can see the numbers here. It's going to be high scoring weeks every week, but this app doesn't reflect the point
Oh
scoring
no,
system.
it does not. So what this is we have a normal setup. It's quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, flex, kicker, defense. Did I miss any there?
Nope, we have everyone that's normal.
The only difference to that is we have a one-man bench.
One man bench. So right now I
One.
have Kamara sitting on my bench. So I mean, it's this league is insane for that because it's a six-man league. So there's players you can pick up and drop, but there's no one that you can't drop. There's no waiver wires. There's
And no vetoes.
and no vetoes. So I mean, if you want to trade, you can trade. If you
This
want
is the
to,
wild, wild west.
wild wild west for sure. I mean, I was looking at some of the, like, hold on, let's
Yeah, go to the
into
bench.
go to the players real quick. I was looking at some of these QBs that were available. I mean, Kyler Murray's still here. It's a six-man league. Kyler Murray's still here.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's still here. I mean, I'm just kidding, but Carson Wentz there. I mean, there's some superstars in this league
No,
that,
there's still like Kareem Hunt. When have you seen Kareem Hunt on the bench?
yeah. I mean, AJ Dillon's there. I mean,
It's kind of hard.
Cordell Patterson. You know,
Hmm.
it's I mean it's a six-man league, so I mean Michael Thomas is on the bench. I mean he had a
St.
good game,
Brown,
but St. Brown, Jerry Judy, Gabe Davis, Jarvis Landry, you know, I mean there's
Waddle,
just
Christian Kirk.
Christian
The
Kirk,
list just goes
Waddle.
on.
I mean it's just these teams are stacked, and you don't really have to worry if someone goes down because there's
There's gonna be
options.
players.
There's options.
The difficulty though that we're gonna face this season is your one man bench. you got to decide: do I want to get rid of a Patrick Mahomes because he's on his bye week?
Yep.
Or do I want to get rid of whoever I have in my one bench spot, put him down there? Or do I just want to take a zero? Do
Yeah.
I just want to take a dub that week?
I mean, especially when it comes to kickers, because kickers are so important in this league because you get
I never thought I'd hear someone say that.
you get the amount of points that the yard is to kick from. So if 50 yarder, you get 50 points.
50 to 59 yarder is actually 60
Oh,
points.
well, even better. But it also hurts you so much because if they miss that kick, it's minus those points.
Minus 60.
Yeah,
Right on.
so
And you encountered that this week.
yep,
Because you have Koo. I think he hit two
250
50 plus
yarders.
yarders,
Yep.
and then he missed that one. And I think you. So I don't want to go into the points yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get
But
there.
you it definitely, you would have been a lot higher.
Oh,
So
yeah.
looking at these numbers here, though, like you're looking at the numbers, they're great numbers for fantasy.
Yeah. Solid
But
numbers.
but you played Matt this week, right?
Yep.
You said, it shows you here 152.82. It shows him there 171.32. Who actually won in your matchup?
I did. I won
Yep.
in our matchup because if you look over here real quick, so these are our final scores. So Matt beat me out on the app. Um, Chris beat out Natalie on the app, and then you beat out Ryan on the app. But if we
Which
look, yeah, I mean, which
no,
those ones are all the same.
yep.
So like we look over to our actual scoring of the league. With this, you do all this
Yes,
every
I do all
week.
this manually.
Yeah, so manually he enters in the totals, and this is what we come up with, or this is what the totals kicked out. So even though I lost in the app, I actually outscored Matt in the league. Uh,
Yeah,
it
it's a
it
beautiful thing.
it's a beautiful thing because I mean this is why I took Koo in like the fourth round.
That's why
Be-
you choose a mobile quarterback, and we'll get to the. I mean, we'll do a breakdown here of the points in a little bit, but that's why you choose a mobile quarterback.
yeah,
Who
I
do you
mean
have?
I have Justin Hurts or
Uh,
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
I have Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts. Yeah,
great
so
mobile quarterback.
yeah, I mean, if I didn't choose him, I was going to choose Murray, but I have Murray in another league, so like I wanted to switch it up, and I know Jalen Hurts is going to. I think he has to run more than Murray does, so
Yep.
that's why I went with picked up him. But you're going to need mobile guys, and then right here we see the adjustment for the return yards. So Chris actually had a guy that returned
He had Renfro.
Renfro.
Renfro had four return yards.
Yeah. So I mean, it makes that difference because if you have someone that's not only popping off in the field, but also is getting those return yards, that's going to start adding up quickly to help you win these games in this league.
It, exactly. That's like a, for Kansas City, that's a Pringle.
Yeah.
Pringle, he's a decent wide receiver. He'll get passes, especially, with his quarterback, but then he also returns. I think last year, because we just kind of ran through the numbers a little bit last year with this thing. I think there was one game where he had 70 some odd yards of return yards, and that goes to it.
Yeah. That's what it's a yard per point. So or it's a point per yard.
Hmm.
So I mean that's an additional 76 points. I mean you add that into Matt's score, he beats me this week.
Oop,
You
my
know.
bad.
You add that into Natalie's score. She beats Chris this week. So I mean, that's gonna be a pivotal role. Like, if you have someone that goes down like a superstar, do you pick up a guy that is gonna fill that spot and also get the kick returns?
Right.
So he may not get you up front on the front side of all those targets, but he gets you 60 yards of return. You know?
So let's go through how we got to these numbers.
Okay.
Because I mean, I would want to know at this point in time. So our quarterbacks, we have for passing, we have every 2 yards is 1 point, right? Every running yard is a point. A fumble is -3. If you lose that fumble, it's fumble loss. That's another two gone.
Yeah.
Quarter or touchdowns are still only 6 points.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
wanted to take the power away from those guys who were just goal line touchdowners
like
and
like
put
the
it
like
to
the
the
James
people who were the
Connors.
workhorses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the James Connors, because like last year he just had red zone, or majority of his stuff was red zone touches, but Chase Edmonds was out there driving the ball down the field. So like Chase Edmonds didn't reflect, but in this league it would reflect because Chase Edmonds is getting those yardage.
Yeah. And so that's our quarterback. I mean, we have different varying levels. If they throw a pick six, I think we set it to -10.
Yeah,
Like you're really hurting for doing that. But at the same time, like I said, for every running yard is a point. For every passing yards is a point. So if you have a mobile quarterback who's throwing only 200 yards, that's 100 points just from your quarterback. But then if he's rushing 100, well, you got a 200-point day.
yeah. I mean,
Then you add on your touchdowns and your whatever else. You can be up in the I want to say that your quarterback had you a couple hundred points this week.
yeah, Jalen Hurts definitely. He had I think like 45 yards of rushing, and he passed for I think 200 yards. So right there,
Mhm.
that's 145 points, not even including like his touchdowns. And I believe he had a rushing touchdown as well. So I mean, he had a solid week. I mean, Koo, I think he scored me what? It was almost close to 200 points. No?
So you had 220. You were looking super good with Koo until he missed that one. It dropped you down to 160 just from one missed kick.
Yeah, and that's the gamble you take. Like
Hmm.
at one point, if your kicker's playing on a Monday and you're already winning, do you just take him out because the damage he could do?
The damage that he could do in either direction. Because I mean, we have extra point set to 10 points right off the bat.
Yeah,
We have a missed extra point, -10. So everything's mirrored. Um, Everything from 0 to 19 yards is 20 points. 20 to 29 yards is 30 points, and it keeps going on from there.
yeah,
So everything 50 plus is 60 points.
yeah,
It's it has taken the power from all these big name stars and put it into the hands of the kicker.
yeah. I mean, and then they nail a 30 yarder, but then they go out for an attempt on a 50 yarder, and they miss.
Yep,
That
you're negative.
you're negative, and that's such a swing
It really
because
makes you squirm with those right before halftime. We got 4 seconds left. We're gonna try to go up 3 more points. You're like, oh, this could be my week.
yeah, this could that at this point you're going to be rooting for your kicker and watching to see what your kicker does every week when in other leagues like he's just a guy
Yeah,
to fill a spot.
yeah. He's just a guy like, oh, great, give me my 9 points, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Do your consistent 5 to 10 points and we'll call it a day. But in this one they can really help you or they could really hurt you depending on how, like I'm sure someone in this league had McPherson
Oh
and
yeah.
actually let's go look to see if someone had McPherson because I mean he was a solid player last year. Our solid um,
Kicker.
kicker. Yeah, that word. You know,
That's
words are hard sometimes.
where
So
it's hurt.
let's see, McPherson.
So,
Somebody has him.
uh,
Oh wait, no, this is by projected, so he might be on the bottom. Let's
well,
see.
you can search right there. Yep.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go back to it. So our running backs, our wide receivers, our tight ends, it's all point per yard. Doesn't matter if it's receiving, rushing. So like the Debo Samuel, you got him rushing and catching. Like he's solid. He does well for you.
oh yeah. I mean, he definitely. It's nice to have those guys that can do it all. Especially, I mean, pass catching running backs. Because like I feel like that's more effective in PPR. But I mean, you're still getting yards, even if it's at a like. Is it at half for like receiving yards too?
No,
Okay.
receiving yards and rushing yards is point per yard.
Oh yeah.
The
So I
only
mean,
thing that's every two is passing because we ran it last year. We ran the numbers. Actually, Natalie had uh, Tom Brady, who I think went off for like a 400 or 500 yard game,
yeah, it was ridiculous
and
that
we
day.
realized that like it's kind of that put too much power. We're trying to keep everyone in the same range.
Yes.
Um, your kickers are going to be in the same range as a quarterback, as a running back,
as a
as
wide receiver. As the
as a
only thing I think we
defense.
still need to work on a little bit is our defense, the adjustment of the
Oh,
points, but it's
the
still. I
the
mean,
defense.
did any defenses pop off this week, like as points wise?
I think we had 119-point defense.
Oh, that Indy or
No,
Miami?
definitely not Indy.
Not
It
Indy.
might have
Buffalo.
possibly.
Yeah, because I know Matt
Uh,
has Buffalo, and they scored I think 18 points on like the app. So I mean that's got to be a pop off week.
well, who has McPherson here?
Toast.
Oh, that's
Um,
Chris.
no, is that Chris?
That's
I thought
Chris.
that was Ryan.
No, Toast is definitely Chris.
Yeah, what the fuck? What? He just has a picture of Toast.
Yeah,
I
that
I,
he changed that like three-quarters of the way through the weekend,
I
and
hate that guy.
Natalie was beating.
Oh, that's funny. But he
It's
had
not as good as his
McPherson.
other name.
He had McPherson, but it doesn't show here the misses
But
because he had one
okay,
from 50 and one from 29.
but hold on, no, that would be three, four,
That
five. So he didn't have any misses,
he
or do
did
we not? We don't do anything for misses, do we?
not in this league.
In this league,
Yeah, not in this like not in the actual like app. Like it doesn't misses don't go against you in the app.
it shows two right there, two kicks.
Yeah, two kicks, but he missed quite a bit. I think he had three misses. So I wouldn't be surprised if we look up the data and McPherson got him negative points
Uh,
because
nobody got negative.
nobody got even
Nobody got
McPherson.
negative. Even McPherson.
He had maybe he had two misses.
I think that 50-plus yarder might have saved him.
Maybe okay. So yeah, because they were close shots that missed. So definitely lucked out there. But what were we gonna look at? I had something that I was gonna look at.
Oh, but
Uh
I'm gonna go into defense real quick
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
because we kind of dabbled on that. So defense, we have it starting out at 100 points, baseline 100 points, but it's 1 point lost for every point scored against them.
Yep.
So you have a team that puts up 42 points. Well, that's 42 taken straight out of your 100.
Yeah, so you're already down
You're
bad. And
down.
then that doesn't include like I mean there wouldn't be
That's
nothing
the
else.
only
Yeah, yeah, that's the only way you could lose points as a defense, right? Is get scored on. Okay. But
correct.
that's
So
I mean even if a team scores 20 points, that's 20 points taken away from your defense right away.
right. And I mean, we still have, fumbles, recoveries, sacks, interceptions, pick sixes. They're all fairly normal. I think we have defensive touchdown or pick sixes. I think we have that set to 10 points as well because it takes 10 away from the quarterback. I think we have it set to 10.
Uh-huh.
So,
Okay. I mean, so this league it's going to be interesting because you could win in the app like Matt did and
well, you're
then
sitting there staring at a 0-1
yeah. I
in
mean,
the app.
yeah, so like I mean, I'm looking at 0 and 1 in the app, but over here I outscored him by 50.
Yeah.
So it's definitely nerve-wracking because going
Well,
in
and this is all manual, so you don't even know.
yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to update it as fast as possible, but like we didn't even know the things till Tuesday morning.
Yeah. I mean cuz I mean you have to wait for the Monday night games and that Monday night game could swing a lot of these to the point where you're winning into Sunday night and you lost, which is like in the
It
regular
won't
season,
show
yes,
you in the
but
app.
yeah, but I feel like this league is going to be really fun. Hopefully, this year comes to some crazy games. It is the crazy league. So I mean, we started out week one. I mean, Matt beats anybody this week,
Upset.
but
Oh
me,
yeah.
but me, and in the app, 170 points. It's a fucking solid week.
You want to talk about the playoffs?
Oh yeah, so in this league, actually, all six teams are going to be going to the playoffs. So if you're playing for first or second, you're going to get a bye week the first week of the
I think
playoffs.
I think yeah we have a first and second have a bye week. I think fourth and fifth play, and the
Third
winner of
and
that plays
fourth.
one.
Or no, yeah. So it's fourth and
Fourth
fifth
and
play, yeah,
fifth,
and then third and sixth.
and then third and sixth. So I think fourth and fifth play first place. And then the winner of third and sixth plays second place, and it's crazy because you're never out.
No, you're not out. I mean, you do
You
have an
could go
advantage being
0-17 and still
and still be in
still
the
win
league,
both of
and
them.
you could still pop off and win this league in the playoffs. So like, it's going to be interesting because that person that dominated all year could lose to the guy in sixth place,
Yep.
and that's
Possible.
one of the added factors of what's going to make this league so fun.
I think, I mean, depending on how this season, we may need to start our own league.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be fun, especially if we keep doing this for next year. Maybe do one where we do like a 10-man Crazy Point League, but we invite people that watch the video to come join us. Maybe we do
Ooh,
like a special podcast league. That would be pretty fun. But I think we should. I think we went through everything. We went through all the leagues. I think this is good for a first week. I mean, it did run a little longer than we usually plan to do,
yeah.
but that we went over the teams and like the leagues and stuff like that. So it's understandable. Next week we'll go more dive into like analysis of the week. But as far as player of the week, who would you give that to?
There's only one player you can give that to, and that's Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I think we both agree on that. I this kid is special. I think he's going to perform week in and week out. I don't think. I think he's going to have a Jamar Chase season like from last year.
I think Jamar Chase might have a hit Jefferson season
Uh, I think Jefferson's going to edge him out. I think we see Jefferson as the number one receiver of the year
over Cooper Kupp.
over Cooper Kupp.
Ooh,
Yeah,
he's
because
calling it.
I think a lot of teams have figured out the Rams. So I don't think they're gonna do
That didn't show
as.
in week one.
I mean, it did, but it's hard for a team to repeat going back to the Super Bowl, and I mean, no team has done it in a long time. So I think they're in for a rough year because they did it. They lost Von Miller, so their defense doesn't look as good. Um, you can't rely on Cooper Kupp only. I mean, last year he was just a freak of nature. I'll give
Yeah.
it to him. But for that performance to happen twice, I don't see that happening. I see him getting his piece of a pie. I mean, he dropped 30 points in fantasy, but they only scored 10 points. So
Right.
it's going to be a difficult year for them, in my opinion. But I think Justin Jefferson definitely the player of the week for sure. I mean, he's number one overall. Who do you say is the biggest disappointment of the week?
I want to hear yours.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Mike Williams. I I expected a lot more from him. I mean, last year he was consistent. They have Keenan Allen over there, but it was week to week. They both did well, and it was just who did better. It wasn't like a Tyler Lockett Metcalf scenario where only one of them popped off. Each week they were doing good. It's just one was outstandingly good. So Mike Williams, I feel like he needs a good game next week. So
So
he was my biggest disappointment.
what you think I'm going to say is Cam Akers, not Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers
Aaron Rodgers. I never want to hear his name here again.
in the disappointment of the week.
The
I
disappointment of the
don't think
week.
he will. I mean, last year he did the same thing week one. He freaked everyone out. Then he came and balled up. And he's going to Chicago. He owns Chicago. So I think fantasy managers are going to be happy with Aaron Rodgers next week.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, that's fingers crossed, right? Unless I'm playing them. But I say we call it a day there. Great first podcast from us. This is the Off the Ball podcast hosted here with Adam and Nick. We're going to be live, or not live, but we're going to be uploading a new episode every Wednesday to start off the new week and reflect on the week previous. Any last thoughts?
hit them waiver wires, boys.
Hit them waiver
Hey,
wires.
girls.
And girls, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. We're going to be weekly here. If you guys have any leagues that you guys want us to like jump in on, and just like, or you guys have any insane weeks, comment down below and let us know how it goes, and
How
we'll
about
check them out.
insane rules?
Oh yeah, if you guys have any crazy leagues that you guys are in, let us
Yeah.
know what kind of rules you guys got going on in there. We're definitely interested in that, and we appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you guys next week. Later. Bye.